new era for Seminole radio as the new voice of the Seminoles. Jeff Culhane joins me, Lane Hurt, here with Jeff. And let's start right there. What has it sunk in yet? That feeling of you are now officially the voice of the Seminoles?
Lane, I'll tell you what, it's great to talk to you, and thanks so much. And great to talk to Seminole fans everywhere. What a special day for my family and I. Just a tremendous honor and a great opportunity to enter the Seminole family and the fan base. And my wife, Sarah, and my son, Alexander, and I are so excited to get to Tallahassee and be a part of everything that is Florida State University, and to have the opportunity to follow up a legend, the likes of Deckerhoff, is a true honor and certainly a huge challenge. One I'm excited to have the opportunity for, but looking forward to, bringing that same level that Gene brought for nearly 50 years as the play-by-play voice of the Noles. And so I'm going to bring that each and every day when I go to work and I put the headset on, and so excited to work with guys like William Floyd, bar none, Tom Block, so great at what they do, and Adrian Crawford as well on the basketball side. And, some exciting new things, Lane, as well from a content standpoint, and bringing some things to Seminole fans to give them maybe a look behind the curtain, also give them a little bit more. But it's really a special day, and we can't wait to get to Tallahassee.
How did you get started in broadcasting, and who are some of your influences?
Yeah, great question. This goes a long way back. It started when I was 14 years old at a part-time job at an oldies radio station in my hometown with news, weather, and sports. And that's how I began in broadcasting. And, you have influences everywhere you go, coaches, administrators, friends that you develop in the business. And so you take a little bit of everything, a piece of different ideas and different advice and guidance with you all the way through your career. But my dad, my father, Steve, back in my hometown, was in broadcasting, a public address announcer for our local high school and colleges. An uncle of mine, Kevin, who gave me my first full-time start in broadcasting, was in radio and TV. And so I was always around it, and always something that played sports growing up. I love sports. I wanted to continue to be connected in the world of sports. And I've been fortunate enough, Lane, to be at some great places at Nebraska, at West Virginia, here at North Dakota State and Fargo. And all of those spots have made me who I am today as a broadcaster, and working with guys like Greg Sharp and Lane Grindle and Matt Davison and Lincoln and Tony Caridi and his crew in Morgantown, and then with the great people here at NDSU, the great coaches. I'll be remiss if I didn't thank Jim Ingstead and Nancy Odney here in Fargo, my leadership, my ownership group and CEO, and they've been unbelievable, and their support has meant the world. So, a lot of influences nationally. Sean McDonough, a guy I've been able to lean on. Kevin Kugler as well, the play-by-play voice for the NCAA tournament for Westwood One. And so all of those people have meant a lot to me during my career, and I hope to bring a little bit of all of that down to Florida State.
You mentioned North Dakota State, and anyone who gets into athletics wants to be a part of the biggest moments. Well, you've called 4 national championship games and been a part of a program who's been elite for the last decade plus. What's it been like being a part of those moments?
Yeah, really special, Lane. And, to be able to be connected to a program like NDSU football has been an honor and a joy. I mean, 9 national championships in the last 11 seasons. Their level of excellence is unprecedented in college football, no matter what level or division you're talking about. And been around some great people, some great coaches, from Chris Kleiman to Matt Entz, to their stabs, and to some of the tremendous student athletes here, guys like Easton Stick, Trey Lance, now the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, Cordell Volson, a 4th-round pick of the Cincinnati Bengals, and Christian Watson catching passes from Aaron Rodgers this upcoming season in Green Bay. Not to mention so many other great young men who are tremendous leaders, husbands, fathers, and community leaders now, where they are at following their football playing careers. And so a level of excellence that to be a part of every day, truly inspiring. And you hear the term culture lane thrown around a lot. There really is a special culture centerpiece to what NDSU football is and what they have accomplished. And that's been, something that's rubbed off on me and how I approach my work every single day. And not only football, NDSU men's basketball led by David Richmond has been phenomenal. There's so many great student athletes and storylines here. Men, women, the administrators have been unbelievable. And so tremendous honor, and learning from those folks is going to help me be the best version of myself as well for Seminole fans for years to come.
Every broadcaster has their own distinct style. What should Seminole fans expect to hear on the airwaves from you come fall?
Well, I hope to hear energy and passion. I hope that I do the amazing moments and paint the picture and catch the excitement every single game and every single broadcast the way they deserve to be told. And what these student athletes do, these coaches do, is not easy. It's hard work, it's time, it's sacrifice. And so, I take that type of mentality into my preparation. And I hope when fans listen, they hear that. They hear that I'm ready to go each and every Saturday, each and every game, no matter what broadcast it is or what stories we're telling. And hopefully there's a nugget in there that fans hear and make them kind of nod their heads and go, I didn't know that. That's something that they learned listening to us. And so, again, really, really excited to be a part of the team with William and Tom and Chris Culp, the engineer, and to carry on the excellence of a guy like Gene Deckerhoff. Again, is a huge challenge, but one I'm going to attack every single day.
You mentioned Gene, and he's a legend in the business. Have you had any interactions with him? A story about Gene Deckerhoff?
I've not met Gene face to face. I can't wait to do that sooner rather than later. But I have actually, Lane. It's a great question. Over a decade ago, when I was hosting a radio show in Lincoln at one of my stops at Nebraska, we had a segment previewing a top 25 poll, and Florida State was obviously on that poll, and we had Gene on the show. And I don't know if Gene will remember this or not, but he's done so many of these throughout the years. But asked him how his summer was going, and he told me, told us a story about his connection with Bobby Bowden and his friendship with Coach, and spending some time at Coach's place on the water and having some cool drinks and a shrimp boil and enjoying their time together. And I always knew I was going to try and work my way up to a place like Florida State. That was a Power 5 opportunity where the fan base was amazing. Everybody cared game in and game out, and it means a ton to so many people. But when Gene told me that story, it created a ripple for me that it's also about people and about building relationships and about, connecting with as many folks as you possibly can. And so it was inspiring. And I've watched a lot of Florida State football over the decades, but when Gene told me that story about he and Bobby Bowden, it created a big connection for me to Florida State. And I've tried to stay locked into the Seminoles as much as I could ever since that point.
Do you have a favorite moment or call from your career thus far?
Oh, man, lucky enough, as we talked about the national championships to be immersed in a lot of those. My first year at NDSU, the Bison beat Iowa on a walk-off field goal at a Pat Kinnick Stadium for their 6th straight win over an FBS team. And, the social media hashtag for NDSU athletics is horns up. And I apologize to Hawkeye fans for bringing this back up again. But when Cam Peterson kicked the ball through and the clock hit 0, it was horns up, Hawkeyes down, and the celebration began from there. The national championship game in 2019, James Hendricks with an amazing play, a championship-saving interception in the end zone with under 10 seconds to go to help secure the 8th national championship in 9 seasons for NDSU football. And so, those are some moments that stick out. Obviously with my time with NDSU basketball and baseball, there's been some great highlights and great moments from a couple of tournament championships, and baseball 2 summers ago, making it to the Palo Alto regional and playing in the NCAA tournament and winning their first regional game. So it's been a special time here, and I've been blessed to be a part of some great moments and capture some great great times for NDSU athletics.
The Bison obviously have their own special home atmosphere, but have you given any thought to week 0 against Duquesne? What it's going to be like hearing that war chant?
Oh, man, yeah, no question, Lane. The war chant's been in the back of my mind, honestly, for quite some time as this process has gone on. And my son, Alexander, just turned 3 this past Friday. And we pulled up one of the pregame shows and highlight videos from fans at the Doak, and seeing Osceola and Renegade make their way onto the field and plant the spear on the logo at midfield, and hearing the war chant. It was impressive. It was special. My son's getting close, working that war chant down for him. He's making strides here over the last few days. So he's putting the work in as well. But goosebumps. I think the hair is going to rise on the back of my neck and really all over my body, because it truly is one of the great atmospheres and one of the great fan bases in all of college athletics.
There you have it, Seminole fans. A new voice of the Seminoles, Jeff Culhane. You'll hear him, William Floyd, bar none, and Tom Block on your airwaves this fall, beginning in week 0 against Duquesne. That'll wrap up things for now. For Jeff, I'm Lane. Go Noles.